Hello, this is KRBrickBot, and I'll be comprehensively reviewing a science-fictional character that represents a mechanical beast that converts into a mechanical car. That goes by the name Ghostchaser True. From the franchise that can be interpreted as Salutations Automaton. So, as I'm aware, Ghostchaser True was originally released in 2015 and was released in 2017 up to 2018. So this box shows the November of 2017 and the old Sonokong logo, so this version of True has not been released in 2019 under Choi Rock yet. But his variant Ghostchaser True Police was released in early 2019. Some more details of the packaging. Basically, the top, it shows the stars and the moon because wolf and the moon, howling moon. And this word mark has the background that I noticed is used for most of the Season 2 Carbots. With a nice stylized logo here and some scratch marks right on the side. Standard blurbs here. The top to show some more stock photos. Wolf from the future because futuristic car design. Back of the box, pretty basic. The side is similar. Different stock photo. Same as the other side. Here's the bottom. Play Store. So True here is not based on any real car. It's more like a concept car. A stylized off-road utility vehicle that could be imagined in the future. Hence the real emphasis on from the future. It's certainly a unique stylized car. Basically the front is a little low riding while the back it kind of sweeps up as a rising slope to the back of here. And some rather tiny windows for a car. Those are tiny little windows with very big windows. I'm not sure how practical that kind of futuristic car would be. The top, you can see like the typical ridges that would go along a hatchback van. A tiny little sunroof. Some little nubs, which I don't think are actually lights. Rear view mirrors with some silver in there. Yellow rear view lights that are very tiny and they're segregated a little bit. Some silver details there. And what looks like two gas valves, one on either end. If that's so, why would a car need two gas valves? And the bumper, it is certainly rather somewhat aggressive looking with this swept back grille. Those silver headlights, those short headlights with a square blocky grille with a red Carbot symbol there. And a slightly trapezoidal bumper that goes forward. Overall, still a very nifty vehicle mode. Also, the paint on his windows, and to an extent his rear bumper, is not the typical black glossy paint as you can see here. Very black, very shiny and reflective. Not so for here. It's a slightly grayish color of gray, and it's not so reflective. It's a matte, I would say, I want to say, but I'm not exactly sure. But it's certainly a different kind of paint, which I'm not complaining about. It's an interesting observation to notice this different kind of paint application, and it certainly feels more resilient than the glossy black paint and will be less noticeable when this thing gets inevitably rough-handled by its intended audience. And comparing it with Masterpiece Movie Bumblebee. Okay, that's all the size comparisons I'm doing here. I'm gonna compare it with his Redeco True Police. True in Blue has some more paint decals compared to his regular version. So basically, the doors here are all painted white with a police and a Korean police symbol there. And the front bumpers are rendered in, instead of this silver, this swirly silver, it's painted or in this gray plastic with some red and blue painted front bumpers that kind of resemble siren lights. There is absolutely no other remolding here, it's just a straight up redeco. Transformation. First, untap these headlights and car fronts. You could swing them all the way forward if you want, though not really necessary. Fold down the forward feet. Split open the back halves. But first you have to fold it down first. Then you can do that and spread out the two hinges on the legs. Flip back the tail. And flip forward the head. And as you do that, there's a spring-loaded piece that helps fill in that cavity. Nifty engineering design. And then you can fold these back. This is certainly a robotic wolf. A rather spindly robotic wolf, but still recognizable at least as a dog. It's kind of hard to see it as a wolf because that face doesn't really look too much like a wolf. At a cursory glance, this might even look like some sort of horse because of that little snouty. It's certainly a beastie head. Though as I mentioned before, if you look at from the front, it kind of looks more equine than canine. But it still is a nice robotic canine. With these nice little golden ears and the spine, which also has some detailing in there. How detailed can this thing get? Some silver vents here. A nice opening mouth. Granted, that really doesn't have anything in here, no teeth or anything. Well, I guess you really wouldn't want a giant robot dog to bite you. The best he'll do is blow things away with his giant sonic bark or something. There's a nice Carbot symbol tamper-graphed on his eyes, which have some very nice light piping. Looking at the other details, there's some nice gold here, some nice gold on the core forehead and the ears and the back of the neck of the spine, which kind of looks like a horse mane, but this is a dog. Some gold plated back legs. And also here. Except there's gold plastic and gold paint, so there's a kind of a minor discrepancy you can see here. On the back leg, there's some gold paint here and a gold plastic. Gold painted toes. Yeah, so the legs and the head only have the gold. Everything else is just this silver plastic, red, or painted silver. Although it looks like there's a bit of painted red here on the silver main body for some reason. Another color discrepancy. Kind of disappointed these back toes are unpainted and lost in these car kibble bits. The legs have some nice little pistons and hydraulic details, some nice little ridges here, and if you reveal this car flap, you can see some even more details. Little circles and rivets and hoses and wires and little indents and such. It's a very nice, greebly mechanical details that most of these Carbots have. And these little cylinders for the legs. The front is looking pretty smooth. Take a look at the bottom. If you unveil these panels, you can see just how awfully thin and spindly that body is compared to the main body. And looks like 6 little ridges, which kinda looks like to me like a spine, or if True was a female, which I'm sure he's not, these might be milkers. Oh come on, what kind of robot has milkers? Okay, that was a stretch of the imagination, but it's very detailed as usual for most of these Carbots. True doesn't have any accessories, but he does have a 5mm hole in the back here. So you can just arm him up with any 5mm weapon. With this one little hole, you can go nuts and really make this a weaponized dog. And the tail here looks like they could be 5mm holes, but they're slightly loose. So they are very loose, no friction. This is only really good if you have some sort of long stick to thread in here and for some sort of spinny ball thing. Articulation. The head has a forward that much and down that much. Almost 90-degree angle. An opening jaw that much. And the head goes all the way back there for transformation and forward that much. Too bad it has no side to side whatsoever. The tail is pretty simple. It's permanently splayed out in this angle. Unless you want to flip it in forward, which has a little tab here to put in the slot for some reason. If for some reason you just want to fold up the tail like that. The back legs, they splay out that far. Because of the way it transforms, this thing has like 3 different hinges. The foot goes in that much, out that much. The foot goes in like that much. Yeah, so you can just fold this back for a more canine look. The paws, they split out that much. Nice bicep swivel on the front. A foot joint here. A nice swivel. And a nice swivel hit. Did the friction stopper somehow wear off on this True? Oh, and it looks like the tab here kind of broke off for some reason. Ew, what's up with this True? But I'm pretty sure this is an isolated incident. I'm sure most Trues have a well-functioning, non-easily slippable front leg. Now to take a quick look at True Police. So basically, the red primary colors have been swapped out for blue, and the gold secondary colors have been swapped out for white. White leg armor bits, white paws, white mane thing, and even white ears. And these ears have actually different colored ears, blue here and red here, they're like siren ears. Kind of an unusual touch. And the body colors. Basically, this is silver plastic. This is just dark gray plastic. Except for those parts where they are just plain gray instead of silver gray. So that goes for his legs here and these back connector joints. And also the mouth. Speaking of the heads, True Police actually has some gold accents instead of the silver accents here. And also on the back here. Not much else to say, it's just a straight up redeco. A pretty nice looking redeco. Size comparisons. Masterpiece Optimus Prime. Siege Starscream. siege barricade, which might be actually in scale if True was a giant wolf. And comparing with small figurines that could fit in this seat-shaped back piece. Adventure Fix-It. Star Wars Rebel Stormtrooper. And the SD Chatan. Yeah, that spring-loaded thing doesn't make it a very good seat. Just an automatic ejector seat. And my guinea pigs. Ghost Chaser True and True Police are pretty good beast formers. And frankly, I should have gotten this review out at the beginning of the year when True Police was re-released. But better late than never. At this time, True Police is much more common and more affordable since this one was re-released early in 2019. While the original one is kind of scarce and slightly more expensive in the primary market. But both of these are still very common in the secondary market. As for the international market, somehow there are a lot more Trues than True Polices.
Thanks for watching. This was honestly kind of a filler while I wait for more Korean Transformers to arrive. So if you want to tune into that, you can like and subscribe if you haven't already. And feel free to share and comment as well. So until next time, this is KRBrickBot signing off.